Yes guys, how's it going? Welcome back to a new video. Lots of talk today after the reveal at the weekend that Newcastle will be sponsored once again by Adidas next season. I've actually spoken to a few people today who said they didn't even notice that there was an announcement or that Newcastle would be sponsored by Adidas next season. Well, it is happening. We found out, maybe not in the way people thought it would happen or even in the way maybe you would have hoped it would have happened. You would have hoped it would have been fireworks, displays, massive announcement, Adidas are back. Not quite. It was accidentally leaked in the 4th episode of the upcoming Amazon series. But followed by that on Saturday evening, Newcastle were pretty much forced to confirm it themselves. Adidas posted a post of the 1st of September 2023 going, what's that for? Is that when the sponsor's starting? No, that's when the episode was meant to come out and be announced. Newcastle replied to that with a few of these eyes looking to the side. And yeah, it's on its way. And people today have been talking about how it will affect us on the pitch, off the pitch, money-wise, and what kind of kits we can expect at the start of next season. So I thought I'd jump on and talk a little bit more about it with you guys today. You can let me know your thoughts down below on whether you are happy that Adidas will be back as a Newcastle sponsor. Even a few old videos flying around of when Adidas was brought in last time around with Kevin Keegan and some of the strips that were announced on that day, which is something that I want to talk about because I would not be surprised if maybe Adidas try and roll the clock back once again and do something similar to really kickstart this new relationship. But before we get into that, be sure to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It is free. It means that you guys are updated on every video coming out. Plenty more videos as we crack on through the week and through to the end of the transfer window, which, Eddie Howe said nothing more is going to be happening. I will believe that when I see it, although I think we are getting close to being done. And I also want to say a massive thank you to all the channel members and patrons as well. I had 2 new people join up for Patreon the other day. It was Alison and Harry, so welcome to the club. If you'd like to be part of the small family we are building over on Patreon, be sure to go and check it out. Extra videos, podcasts, content, and it helps support the channel as well. So thank you to everyone who is helping support. And yeah, Adidas, as I say, something that I think a lot of Newcastle fans had been hoping to see back on the front of the tops. And I spoke about this the other day. We've slowly been moving away from the Mike Ashley era, into what is becoming a bit of a new era. We've seen Fun 88 go. I don't think it will be, Newcastle Brown Ale on the front. It will be Cellar on the front. But moving away from Castore, bringing back that Adidas. We've seen the Sports Direct signs go, but then we've seen new things come into the stadium, the new artwork inside the stadium, the bigger TVs coming in the stadium, the new fan zone hopefully being built very, very soon. We've seen stuff come and go from the club over the last, year and a half. The one thing that was kind of hanging around a little bit was that Castore badge. And it's not to say that Castore have been, maybe just not quite what happened. I would say they were probably still better than Puma. I would say that Funny 88 was better than Wonga. We have moved around and some haven't been great and some have been better. Talking about old kits, we did release that kind of burgundy blue away kit a few years ago, which was massively popular with the fans. Loads of people went out and bought that regardless of the make, regardless of the sponsor. But I just think that we're kind of getting to that final thing, the Castore were kind of hanging on, really kind of move out the old and in with the new. And while we're talking about strips and what fans can hope for, I mentioned that kind of remake of the burgundy blue when it was announced last time around with Keegan. You've got Anton Deck wearing the new Grandad collar tops, you've got Beardsley wearing it, you've got the announcement that they'd already pre-ordered 300,000 of the tops. They knew they were going to go down well. I should have worn my one. Why don't I have it on? Right, 2 seconds. As if by magic, the top that Newcastle got last time around, I've got the away one here as well. Yeah, they went down pretty well last time, and there has been people calling and predicting that Adidas could do something very similar to kickstart next season. You tell me down below, would you like to see a potential return of the Grandad collar, a return of, I guess, the kind of style with the 3 lines down the sleeves, I guess like the old school Adidas logo. Even it's not the three stripes as you would normally see these days. It would not be brown ale. It would be Cellar. But still, would you like to see kind of that throwback, that kind of the meeting once again of the Adidas Newcastle? Let me know down below, because I think I've seen a lot of people say they would love to see it, but I've seen a few people say that, we're starting afresh. Let's see something totally new. And in terms of kits for fans to buy, yeah, I'm excited for it. Look, I think the strips this season from Castore have probably been some of the best that we've had actually over the last few years. I think the new logo Cellar makes a difference, to be honest. I think having blue Fun 88 on the front of a black and white top just doesn't quite go, but I think having a black and white sponsor on the front of a black and white top does go. They even took the care with the away kit, for example, to just put black on, so it wasn't black and white, it was just black. It suits the kits better. But seeing Amanda and Murdad walk around and again, spoiler alert if you're waiting for the 4th episode, walking around the Adidas headquarters, picking up some of the old kits. Some of the old kits were on a big screen as they were looking at them, and it's quality. So I'm really excited to see it back. I want the home kit, the away kit, I want all the training, some of the best training gear we've ever had as well. It's really going back to the days. And I know Newcastle fans wear their strips, wear their shirts wherever they go. But it's really getting back to the times of, because everything was so good. You've got a top for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You've got a top for every occasion, regardless of what you're doing. I cannot wait for it. And it's not just the looks of the kits. There's loads of concept kits coming out right now as well, by the way, of what fans are potentially looking to see. If I had to say, I think if they are going to want to make a big bang, a big boom, bring in a lot of money day one, bringing a grandad collar back, I think we'll just set the world alight, to be honest. Whether I think it can ever be that, though, I don't know. But as I mentioned with the one they did a few years ago, people didn't seem to care about that. People went out and bought it with Fun 88 written all over the front of it. So to have Adidas back, to go and do something like this again, I think would set it all off. And that's what it brings us on to. Money. Yes, it's great to have a great kit back, to be happy and proud of what you're wearing on your top or on the front of your shirt, but it's also what money it'll bring in. And if you want to go bang, day one, whoosh, hello, that's a good sales. So sales wise, from fans buying shirts from the shops, massive. Having enough stock in the shops to start with would be nice as well. Adidas step up to the plate and make sure that we're not waiting an extra 3 weeks after the release because they've sold out of the larges and the extra larges within the first 24 hours. Let's get some nice badges printed, everything like that on the shirt, ready to go. I'm tempting fate by saying that. I shouldn't have said that. Ready to go for the upcoming season, but it's also the sponsorship money. We saw Manchester United do a deal not so long ago. I think reportedly is 900 million across 10 years. Now, we don't know exactly how long the deal is with Newcastle and Adidas. Some people talking about being a 5-year deal. We really don't know, and we'll have to wait and see. I presume the deal will possibly fluctuate depending on how well we're doing one season to the next, but obviously as we hopefully continue to go up and up and up, retain Champions League or whatever, hopefully another cup final, those will change, but generally speaking, it is reported that I think we are getting 5 million a year from Castore, and by the way, Manchester United are getting 90 million a year from Adidas, reported. If Newcastle were to get half of that, that's 45 million a year, based on what we did this season. We sold Wood at the end of the season, we obviously sold Maxi through the middle of the season. Through all of that, we were able to bring in a Tonali, a Barnes, a Livramento. We're looking at bringing Hall in as well. You talk about the way that we've kind of used money to buy players. We'll spend 5 million now, we'll give you 5 million over the next few years, we'll give you 6 million now, give you 6 million over the next few years. To have an amount of 45, 50, 55, 60 million pounds added on top of the now Champions League money, the more TV money, because we're on telly every week at the moment. You really are just stacking the piles of money, and that's the thing. We have the owners, we have the money, but it's being able to, you can, in the world of FFP, which, to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if it changes soon anyway, because I do also think, slightly off topic, that with the likes of Saudi Arabia going out and spending money like it's no tomorrow, the Premier League are losing some of their best players, or could potentially in years to come lose out on their current players, or maybe even lose out on bringing players over because they're going somewhere else. Will that affect the Premier League, and will they go, well, actually, okay, we will allow you to spend more money now? So we'll wait and hear on that one. But for right here, right now, to be able to have a sponsor to bring in that much extra revenue will straight away change, what we're able to do with bringing players in, paying wages as well. That's a big one. Yes, the money to pay a player over so many years is big, but to start paying the wages of some of these elite players on, 100 grand, pushing up to 150 grand. And I kind of like that Newcastle are taking their time with that. We aren't just buying a player because they want 200,000. No, we're not. But I think as time goes on, you think, even Premier League wise, I think our wage bill is probably sufficiently less than a Man City or an Arsenal. You look at Champions League, I think we will be miles behind, and that's not a bad thing. If anything, right now that's a really good thing. We're being very careful with where the money's going, but over years we'll try to bring in some of these big players. It will start to matter, and to have a deal like Adidas will help change that, and will help allow us to really push to the limit on some of these monetary spends. So let me know your thoughts on Adidas down below. Let me know your thoughts on the fact that it is coming next season. Do you want to see the return of the Grandad collar? Do you have any kit ideas you would like to see? Did you even know this was happening? Or are you still waiting for the 4th episode? But yeah, I think come the 1st of September, there will be a bigger announcement. I think over the weekend, they're ringing people up in the Adidas shop and going, has anyone got near a computer? Can someone quickly mock up something to post on the Twitter? Because we've just realised that somebody at Amazon has just released, what could have been a pretty big announcement there. I think they'll still make the most of it. I think it still will be exciting. Coming out in drips and drabs, and maybe spoiling the final episode of the Amazon series was not what everybody wanted, but at the same time, it's a big deal, and people want to talk about it, and that's why it's kind of taken over. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on Adidas down below. Are you happy to see the back of Castore and Adidas come in? Do you want to see the Grandad collar? And how much do you think it's worth to us? 40, 50, 60? Can we literally say, well, Man United are getting 90 million a year. We want the same, We got Champions League as well. We will wait and see. But thank you for watching. Enjoy your week. Subscribe, check out Patreon if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you later.